Hello, everybody. Good morning and happy Monday. I'm so excited to be here with you, but I'm so excited also to welcome our lovely Courtney Thomas. Courtney, thank you so much for joining us here.
Hello. Thank you so much, Courtney, for having me. It's my honor. It's my pleasure. I'm so excited to be here to celebrate Black History Month with the Creative Cloud Express team.
Yes, fantastic. So Courtney is a wonderful actress, social media manager, and Creative Cloud Express ambassador. She's going to tell us more about herself and all the wonderful things that she does and the wonderful things that we can do together with Creative Cloud Express. For those of you that are new to this stream, don't forget that we're streaming both on Behance and on YouTube, but make sure to go and check out the YouTube channel, brand new YouTube channel for Creative Cloud Express. There is a ton of content, inspirational, how-to, and of course the replays for these wonderful videos. We're going to be together for a week. I'm going to be your host here, and I'm super excited to learn more about you, Courtney. So
yes.
Why don't you get started and tell us more about yourself?
Yes, I'm going to tell everyone just a little bit about myself, and then we're going to hop right into designing because I know these lives go super quick, fast. But again, my name is Courtney Thomas. If you were an Adobe Spark user, you may recognize me from the social media page. I used to do live shows there as the social media manager. I've transitioned now to be a Creative Cloud Express ambassador. I am so proud of the program. Shout out to that team that has made it happen. What's up, Emily, Mallory, if you can hear me. I love you. But other than that, I'm an actress by trade, as I call it. I live in LA, and I also do social media consulting and social media management in general. And the two came together for me starting out as an actress, and especially a Black actress, as we talk about Black History Month. You know, our history as Black actresses in the country and around the world is maybe you don't see us maybe as often. I don't know if that's necessarily true today, but I think representation has always been the goal, more representation. And when social media came about, I don't know how much I'm aging myself to say I was there at the dawn of social media, I thought it was really cool. I thought there was this great opportunity for platforms to be created and to be run by people that look like me and just me in general. And I thought it was really cool that if someone tried to tell me as an actress, the numbers aren't there, the audience isn't there, I can build my own audience. I can look at my own numbers on social media and say, yes, they are there. And this was a prediction that I made in it was 2012, 2013, I think, about the time where Instagram was really starting to make its waves. And here we are in 2022, and social media has truly taken over as one of the most popular and effective mediums for getting a story out, for telling and communicating. Then came Adobe Creative Cloud into my life. They created this platform, Creative Cloud Express, that was meant for social first content creation. I joined that team, and it was a wrap. I created my own web series called Next Big Thing with Courtney and Dara, where we went to highlight millennials, and specifically millennials of color and Black millennials doing what we call dope work in tech, media, and entrepreneurship. So highlighting, platforming, less represented voices has always been a passion of mine. It's always been the work as far as I'm concerned. And what I love about Creative Cloud Express is that it makes it so easy for me to get those stories out, to get those messages out to people quick, fast, in a hurry, on my phone, little to no design experience. I want to say, I cannot stress that enough. I did not go to school for design, yet I am here able to make money off of design. I am able to safely from my home during a pandemic, work from my computer and help others communicate from where they are. And so I could go on, but that's my history with Creative Cloud Express. I actually asked the team if I could come and speak to you all today. They didn't ask me, I asked them if I could come and talk about Black History Month in January.
And you were telling us, sorry to interrupt you, but you were telling us behind the scene, we were just having a little catch up, and you had some news, at least information that I wasn't aware of. So could you share more with us, please?
Absolutely. Yes. I was preparing for our live today, and we're going to be talking about Black History Month and celebrating more. I was like, well, what is the history of Black History Month? I've been celebrating it in school ever since I can remember. So, when you've learned something for so long, the details kind of get lost, but I just reviewed, and it was in the 60s where Gerald Ford began to call a week of attention towards the history of Black people in this country. And ever since, I just read this and I was just telling Claudia, in 1976, every US president has declared February as Black History Month. So it's an ongoing tradition at this point, to recognize and to support the platforming of our stories and our history. And I don't just mean history past, I mean history present, and I mean history that's coming. And, you know, when I say history, I mean story. Storytelling is the key word here. So I'm happy to jump right into the design from here, because what prompted me to reach out in the first place was I learned of a historical figure that I should have known about and I didn't learn about until she passed away recently on January 18th. Her name is Lucia Harris. And this is Creative Cloud Express for anyone who's not already familiar. I'm jumping in, but if you just want to get started, if you want to go and design along with us, head to your Creative Cloud Express page. This can be, I'm on web, but if you're on mobile, it's there too. And just start by looking at the templates, beautiful templates created by the Creative Cloud Express design. Look at this one, gorgeous, just gorgeous. So you can start here. Because I'm a little bit more of a vet, I started my design from scratch. This is one of my favorite Black history.
The patterns are so gorgeous as well.
They're so gorgeous. The team just, they just do the best work. They do the work for you. So when I say I don't have design experience, the Creative Cloud team, they help with that because they're all designers and they get us started with these templates, and you can easily change anything that you see on the template. You just click on it and you can change it and make it yours. So I'm gonna head back to my designs that I created today. And I wanna talk to you all a little bit about Lucia Harris, because she is such an important figure, and no one, well, I wouldn't say no one. There are a lot of us that have not, let me go to projects. There are a lot of us that hadn't heard of her until she passed away. And to me, that is the greatest tragedy that can happen. This history maker, she broke records. She paved the way. It's a really, I'm glad we're hearing about her period, but to have heard about her during her life, to be able to celebrate her would have been lovely.
But I was saying, I'm so thankful that you're here sharing that with us, because, you know, I generally didn't know. So I'm all ears, and it's wonderful to be able to create graphics quickly, but most importantly, your energy and all the work that you put towards. I just think this celebration, let's celebrate it together.
Let's celebrate her. So her name is Lucia Harris, and I designed some templates today that I was thinking they could be used for so many different purposes. I've gone ahead and created this, and I'll back it up, of course. I'm just giving you all the overview very quickly. I went ahead and created from scratch, and I used the size of Instagram stories because I thought most realistically, if this were to go somewhere, it was gonna go on Instagram stories if we were gonna share this on social. So let's just start there. And I designed from that perspective. So sorry, I'm trying to get to the size button first. And it's so funny, you say like, you're so glad that I'm talking about this. It was just somebody's random tweet one day that I saw, and they too were like, how have I never heard of this woman? There's my resize button. And
so that's the power of social media when it's used to
it's
celebrate.
The power of social media. All it takes is one person. I know with social media, there's this huge pressure. Everyone wants to go viral. Everyone wants to create something that everyone's going to see. But this is, I think we're sitting right now in the impact of all it takes is one person to see what you have created, and the ripple effects will be felt and seen everywhere. So I don't even remember whose tweet I saw. I'll try to credit that later. But it prompted me to reach out to a platform such as Adobe to say, hey, let's celebrate Black History Month and let me share the news of this woman that I just found out about with the community. And so I may be one person that liked that tweet that day, but now I'm able to reach out, and this is the importance, people. This is why I'm here to tell you about the good news of Adobe Creative Cloud Express. It can make it that simple.
I have a quick question for you. Like, just if you can give us a quick sneak preview of what this week coming together, because you're going to be here with Creative Cloud Express throughout the week. Are we going to focus on different personalities?
Absolutely. Yeah. I want to focus on different eras. I want to focus on different personalities. There's so many different strengths in our community and so many different pieces to highlight. And I'm open to suggestions, but I do have the plan. I want to talk about Black agriculture, and I want to talk about Black creatives in the days that I have remaining. Yeah, so we're going from sports to agriculture and farming.
I'm so excited.
And then we're wrapping it back around to the creatives that, you know, from whence we all came and are. So yeah, let's hop into this design. And I want to basically just deconstruct how I put this together and tell you all a little bit more about Lucia Harris. So with design, I always begin with a few structural rules to help me, because the sky is the limit, right? So I'm going to pop out of here. And that's just the cover that I started with. I'll explain the quote as well, but just to give you all a little bit more history of who we are talking about, I'm going to jump into, here we are. And
while the project opens, I just want to say hello to everybody in the chat. I was so excited to introduce you. I didn't even say hi. So a big shout out to Cody Bear for helping us out with sharing all the clickable links. Laura, Robert, Andreas, everybody saying hello. Everybody sounds really excited about this stream. If you have questions, place it in the chat. I'm looking both at YouTube and Behance, and we're going to have some times also to answer your question. As I say, that's always a safe space to learn together. But let's keep going with this design. I'm super excited.
Awesome. So the thing about Lucia Harris that blew my mind when I learned about her was she was the only woman to ever officially be drafted into the NBA, the National Basketball Association. I played basketball as a child from 4th through 8th grade. I have a feeling if I had known about Lucia Harris, I might have continued a little bit longer. You know, it got me into fitness and sports in general, so I'm grateful for the opportunities. But to have heard about a woman that looks just like me, that broke such a boundary in 1977, I'm like, somebody could have told me this. Somebody could have said her name.
It's a great impact into a child's life, just learning history.
And you know, as I'm reading more, and I'm not going to put all of this on the design at all, she actually turned down the offer. And I know she was married. She was just fresh out of college. She was married and she was pregnant, and she opted to not. She said, thank you. I think she trained with the team for a little bit, but she ultimately said, thank you, but no, thank you. And she's got this wonderful documentary on YouTube that I believe the New York Times put together, where she's able to talk about how she doesn't regret that decision at all. She has a beautiful family. Her kids are doctors and lawyers, and she is very
That's the beauty
happy.
of having a choice.
I love it. She chose her choice. She chose her choice, and I'm so happy for her, and I'm just happy for what she has done. So let's get into how we're designing for her. I start with a picture always. So let's start from scratch, and I'll pop back into the designs. Let's go back to projects so we can see how this.
Where do you find your pictures?
Yeah, I find my pictures online. I'll go to Google Images, and I usually try to find the largest image, like the highest resolution, if you will. You know, with this one, because the photos are pretty much from the 70s, that resolution is going to get a little less, which is totally fine. I think it gives it texture, it gives it historical context. But yeah, so creating a new project, click the plus button. If you're ever in doubt, click the plus button. There's something there for you. Like I said, I'm going to start with Instagram stories size and please do the sizing, because there was one time, I just want to say really quick, I reached out to support and I said, my picture is too small. Like it's coming out all fuzzy. And I felt so bad because they triaged it to the point that somebody was like, can you check on the size of it? And I was like, oh, I hadn't picked a size. It just it went to the lowest one automatically. So pick your sizes, people. It makes a difference to your design and how it actually ends up downloading. So, yeah, think about first where you want. I think with design, as much as I don't have a formal education in design, I have experience now as a marketer. Mm-hmm. And I think the best way to begin your design is to understand where it's going to land and where and who that audience is that it's going to land on. Because that can give you things like, how much wording can I really put on this? You know, Facebook and Instagram, they still have their rules about how much text can exist on the page and how much it'll reach. So just be mindful of that. I think these are the types of projects that if you are a teacher, if you are looking for a way to keep students engaged while you are doing any remote learning, or if you're in person as well, for a hybrid learning model, this is a wonderful project for your students to engage with. They can present their projects. It can teach them a wide range of skills beyond just, you know, design or Black History Month.
So it's accessible.
Oh, it's free for students. There we go.
It's accessible from the desktop, and there are so many features that are accessible for free for everyone. So that's
and it's still free for students, correct? Creative Cloud Express packages can be, or subscriptions can be.
I'm going to double check with you before I share any final information.
I'm sure they would. I'm sure of it. So let's start. Let's pop into Instagram story size. Here we go. And like I said, I like to start with a picture. So I'm going to click. And you can change the background color. I think I did end up changing the background color. I love Adobe. I love Adobe Creative Cloud Express because it can remember the palette that I was using from the design that I just had open. As you can see here, you guys can see the palette.
So exciting.
Excellent. You may see a name up here, Julia Collins. That is my client, and my social media client, another history maker that we will get into tomorrow. But just in case, that's TBD on this. So let's pick this color. And I can't remember if I chose these colors because she attended a college, Delta State in Mississippi. And I was choosing the colors, and I want to say that I chose her school colors to honor her, but if there's any Delta State people online, I'm sorry if those are not your colors and I did this and I'm saying this. No, it's green. I did that. I can even match the hex code, but I got the green, and I'll show you how I got it in just a moment. So let's go to photos, and we're going to upload the photo. And my apologies, I don't have it labeled exactly which one I used, but let's get a quick look. There we go. Oh, that's my final file.
And the beauty of browsing photos is that if you're on your mobile, because you can also use the app on your mobile, it's just super quick to just pick any images you want that you can upload.
Exactly. I usually design from my phone in multiple locations. Okay. This feature came on the scene, and I haven't been the same since. This is what has made me feel like a real designer. So here is a picture of Lucia, and they called her Lucy, so I think I'm going to call her that for short. Here she is playing at a college game, clearly about to score on these ladies. So I want to focus this in. Here we go. I'm making it bigger. Now I'm going to move my arrow over here, and we're going to remove the background. Amazing. God, time does go fast. I just looked at the clock. All right, so let's move forward. So hit that remove background button. As you can see, we've got our focus, right? But we still have got all these extra arms and legs and things going on. This is a relatively newer feature to Creative Cloud Express. I'm gonna increase the size of my brush here, and I can continue to erase what has already been removed, just like that. Gone.
So you're literally editing the cat out as you go.
As I go, it's magic. And like, I'll show you guys too. If I make a mistake and I do a little too much, I go, oops, there goes her knee. We don't want that. Hit the restore button. I can change the size of the brush for more detail accuracy, and I can bring it right back. Look at that. Look at that.
Pure magic.
Pure magic.
So wonderful. And you can do that with any image that you want. So it doesn't have to be any specific image. You can just erase the background from anywhere, even drawings and illustrations.
Yes. And I want to highlight, I forget this sometimes, Adobe stock images. There are so many great images. They are diverse. And I sometimes forget, like, those backgrounds can be removed too. So everything is just this creative piece waiting to be changed by you. It's so cool. So if I were going to focus on maybe the larger image, I would probably erase more of it, but we're going to move forward, and I just drag it. And here we go. I'm just going to move our lady off of here. There's our focus. And I love it when in the image, the person is looking in a specific area. And so that you see all this negative space, that's where our text is going to go. So we're ready. We're going to add some text.
A direction or where to look and where to point the focus.
Exactly. You're telling your audience where to focus, and there's a whole movement and flow of your eyes that begins to happen. And that's what draws people in. That's what gets people to tap forward. And, you know, again, we're talking about Black History Month. We're celebrating. So as we design, it's not just for ourselves. It's not just for our likes, but we're actually trying to get people to learn more about the figures that we're introducing them to. So these are the type of dynamic design elements that you can add to your pieces that really honor the people that you're trying to bring light to. Yeah, it's really powerful tool. This is.
And Courtney, I know that we're talking about doing so many things, but we have about 4 minutes.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
We're having fun.
I can't believe this went so fast. Okay, so as you can see, we can double click to edit the text. Here's where you can begin your edit. Now, I chose the phrase, and actually I'm not even gonna do it here. This is where things were already pre-made. I'm gonna pop back into my design. When she was growing up in the documentary, she shared that they called her long, tall, and that's all. So they said that's all she was, that there was nothing else to her. And then she discovered that her height put her at an advantage in this sport. And so she said, long, tall, and that's not all. So I thought that was the most powerful way
so amazing
to reclaim something where someone tries to insult you and you're like, I got something better for you. So that's where long, tall, and that's not all came in. Because I'm trying to, again, frame it in this negative space that was created by the image, I have this trick. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't, but you can just go ahead and hit return or enter to move it down, and you can move the text like that. And we can play with the different sizes. You can move it. I have the alignment to the right. You can change its center. Actually, the center doesn't look bad either. Let's leave it there for a second.
And you can experiment as much as you want.
We can do whatever we want, but we have like 2 minutes. So I wanted to also focus on, you can see I chose green, but in the background, I added a bit of texture. And as you can see, I'm trying to get to the layers of it. That's what this baby is for right here. Where did you go? Come back. There are layers. Sorry, my window is here where I'm trying to go to the layers. Excellent. Okay, so I can go to the texture that I have added, and that comes from these areas. It can be backgrounds. Let me see. Sometimes I'll go to design assets if I want to add some texture to my design to give it, again, just a nice, crisp, professional polish to it. So it doesn't look, I just put pieces on a template. Let me see where I got this one from. And sometimes I'll literally just type in texture and see what they come up with for me, because they've really plotted these pieces out for us. So I trust the team. Let me see if I got it. Design assets and backgrounds, I know they're different, but I tend to use them for similar purposes.
That's why I love it that they call expresses, because it's true. Every idea that you come up with, you just can express it so quickly.
Exactly. And real quick, I actually ended up choosing this one, and it looks gold, and I just wanted a faded texture that I could play with. I'm going to move this out of our way for right now. And the cool thing about these assets is that they can be designed, you can change them further. So what I did was I added a filter onto here. Ooh, and now, look at that. And now I can change the colors of the filter. Let me see.
And you can pick whatever you want. And that's the beauty of using the templates, that you can literally customize it down to pretty much whatever you want in terms of what you can add, the text you can add, the color you can add, and you can make it on brand. So even if you're not a designer and you have no idea how to do that, that's super easy now, because it just takes a few clicks.
So yes, that's how I ended up with this guy here in the background. I changed the texture and I blew it up further so you could see some of the texture more. I can't recreate exactly what I did because I was in the zone, but this is how I created this texture. And I'm showing you these examples, but I'm just going to delete this. I hit the backspace button. You can hit the X button. And I'm just going to move all the elements back here. So we've got text, we've got title. I chose my fonts. And just to give some context, because this would be the first one of the stories. And I think general knowledge or advice is 5 to 10 Instagram story frames keeps people engaged. I think even less is more these days because we're so oversaturated with information on the internet. So I went ahead and I just made 4. This little guy I got from Design Assets, which are beautiful. And I just put in Black History
And Courtney,
Month.
I'm so sorry to having to kind of wrap it up at this time. You keep working, but we have 1 minute left. We had so much fun, and unfortunately it's time to say goodbye. I have just one question that I want to answer to the chat. Is all the premium features are part of the Creative Cloud subscription? I think Laura was asking. There is no any subscription or extra subscription. With your Creative Cloud you can access all the premium features.
Correct.
Otherwise you still have the free options without the premium. So thank you so much for being here with us. We're going to be together this week. Thank you for showing us all the magic about Creative Cloud Express and how to make these graphics so quickly, and for celebrating Black History Month together. And we're going to be back at it tomorrow. So Courtney, thank you so much. Everybody that is here watching on YouTube, watch more of all this content, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you're on Behance, stay tuned because there is so much more creative content coming up. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Courtney, and I will catch you tomorrow.
All right, see you all tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.